All right, what is going on, everyone? We are connected here to 6 Foot Hacks. They brought an interesting team, not exactly what I expected. The Meloetta is here, which is scary. The Golurk is here, so they could try to set up hazards and then spin block me, which is kind of annoying. But the Golurk, definitely something I expected. Mianshao, Tink. Did not expect the Salazzle to come in this game, but it is very solid. I do think Komala kind of shuts it down a little bit, and then it looks like they might have screens with their Meowstic, or maybe they're just there to click Prankster T-Wave versus me. But Electrode looks great in this matchup. No Lantern means I basically get to spam Terra Electric boosted Thunderbolts or Volt Switches. Obviously, they do have the Golurk, but that should die if they're not Assault Vested. Obviously, it's like a risk that I probably cannot take. I mean, okay, let's see. If they're Assault Vested, Poltergeist is not killing me like most of the time. I think Electrode's a pretty solid lead in this scenario. If they are Golurk, then I probably just Volt Switch out on a Dynamic Punch is going to hurt everything. I might have to go Douche Bun in that scenario. If they lead with the Mienshao, then we definitely go Douche Bun 2, since we Rocky Helmet to take on that thing. But good luck, have fun to our opponents. Obviously, you guys should know them. Been a staple of the draft community for forever, basically. And we're going to be really fun to have an opportunity to be able to play against them. Hopefully, we're going to be able to salvage our season, as we're 0-4 right now. They're going to send out Whiskers, so I'm assuming this Pokemon's going to be Choice Scarf Mienshao. I'm just going to be straight with you. This has got to be Choice Scarf. I'm just switching hard out to Douche Bun. I mean, it's what I got to do. If they switch out first, then we know they're Scarfed. If they go for a U-turn, they're most likely Scarfed. And then we get some Rocky Helmet chip on this Pokemon no matter what, which is pretty nice. But we get to see what it's going to be. And the fun thing about Dash Bun is that we can actually copycat U-turn out depending on what comes out versus us. Or if the like Golurk comes out, we can copycat a potential Poltergeist, which would probably knock them out. A really fun Dash Bun set here. As we are going to swap, let's see if they swap as well. I'm really curious about that. I am really curious. They're just going to hard poison jab, so great play turn 1. They are going to do a good chunk. Wow, okay. Yeah, I mean, great play. That did a lot of damage too. Did 116, right? So that's just max attack. Obviously, they can't stay in and take a play rough. Which makes me want to either go for Stomping Tantrum, which hits the Tink if they want to bring that Pokemon out, or just double. And I feel like doubling is a solid option. That's a little scary. I think I will go for it, though. Just get some extra damage on that Pokemon. They're going to U-turn out, so they're not choiced, which is great to know. So they're not choiced. They've taken a third of their HP. Mienshao, no choice. 66%. So that's really nice. Hopefully the Tink comes in here, because it'd be nice to get a nice hit off on that. Tink. Or Tink-a-ton. I've been playing too much Little Cup. They go out to the Golurk. Okay. I mean, that's fine. We get a little bit of damage. This Pokemon's going to do a ton of damage to me. Let's see. That Stomping Tantrum did 5, 10, 15%. So probably max HP. Looking at it, potentially Choice Banded, which I don't switch into well at all. I definitely do not switch into a Poltergeist. If it's going to be something like the... if it's going to be a Dynamic Punch, then it's also going to be a tough situation. But I do want to keep Dash Bun around if I can. It's hard to swap into this, though. I might just have to hit it. I mean, I have all the info I need. I'm just going to play rough here. I'm going to get damage. This thing's almost to 50%. They're going to Heavy Slam. That's definitely going to take me out. But they're going to take a lot of damage themselves, which is really nice here. And I can basically freely go out to my Electrode, which I really like in this scenario. We just are able to go out to this thing, even if they're Assault Vested. I think that Giga Drain knocks them out at this range. Yes, it always does. So I'm just going to go for Giga Drain. The Salazzle switch can make sense if they want to, but we'll see. We'll see on that one. Really wishing I had just stayed in and clicked Terra Electric Thunderbolt on turn 1 though. If they're not AV Mienshao, then they would have gotten knocked out, but they definitely could be. They definitely could be. So Golaric is at what, 35, 36%? 36%, their max HP at least. I mean, yeah, they can go the Salazzle here, but they don't take a hit afterwards. If they're Choice Scarfed, it is a threat. It definitely can be a threat. But I'm just going to Giga. Yeah, they're just going to... How do they live that? I'm calcing Assault Vest. That thing should have died. And my Electrode is basically going to be dead. That's crazy. Even if they were max Pdef with the Assault Vest, it was definitely a roll. That's just really unfortunate for me. It's something you hate to see. Wow. I absolutely hate to see that. I should have just Terra'd that turn, I guess. Man, that is super unfortunate. I also should have just Leaf Stormed, I guess. I really expected that to take it out, but they have a lot of special defense investment too with that Assault Vest. We do have opportunities to potentially get off more Giga Drains later. They go out to this thing. It makes me feel like they're Fake Out. But if they're not Fake Out, then I'm in a great spot to just Volt Switch. Or T-Bolt. I mean, I feel like I might as well go for it. If they're Assault Vest, they're not going to take that much. Volt Switch would at least do 50 to them. Thunderbolt does a good chunk too. What do I need this Pokemon for? I don't need it for anything, but it's really nice to have. Man. What do I do? I'm gonna have to sack something to close combat when that comes out. I'm gonna Terra Electric T-Bolt. If they're Fake Out, then that makes sense. Maybe they should have clicked it on the turn 1 of the game, but they made a good play, so. Guess I should have Terra'd last turn. Would have been so much better for me. Well, let's see. Please don't be Fake Out. Okay, they're not. This thing could die if they're not Assault Vested. Okay, they take very little. That is crazy. That's super Assault Vested. And like max HP as well. Maybe max Pdef on top of that. I thought they were max attack. Maybe they're just straight up max HP, max Pdef. Very weird set. Man. I mean, we get a good amount of damage. Obviously, the Regenerator is going to bring them back, because I'm assuming that's what they are. And we get the initiative here, but we're in a horrible, horrible spot now. I mean, we have potential for Iron Jugulus or Primarina to both go crazy, depending on what kind of opportunities we get for setup. We see the Meloetta come out here. Okay. What do we go on this? I mean, probably Terra Fairy. Meloetta, Terra Fairy makes a lot of sense. Terra Ground could be decent into my Goodra. A Terra Ground, like Choice Specs, it would hurt. Let me see. I'm gonna do a lot, actually. It would be a roll to kill. It puts me in a tough spot here. I think I want to go Goodra, though, and I just want to click Heavy Slam. I think it does enough to justify it, and if they're, like, clicking Relic Song, we should be able to eat a close combat afterwards. Just a bad situation still. Yeah, we're just going to Heavy Slam. I'm trying to get some damage off on this guy. And I'm still thrown for a loop by their crazy, like, weird Assault Vested sets. Oops, all Assault Vests. I guess. But they are going to Terra. That makes me feel like it's Terra Ground in my face. I should be able to live Choice Specs, Terra Ground, Terra Blast, like 75% of the time, which is most of the time. They're just going to Terra Blast me. We get to see if this is specs or not based on the damage. If they knock me out, I'm going to be so upset, man. Okay, they don't. They did 230. And they're going to take a million. So they're definitely special. Modest Scarf, potentially. Looks like they would be modest. I mean, they also can just be straight up physical, I guess. I doubt it, though. I don't think so. I feel like this is Choice Scarfed. It's definitely modest. Do I preserve my Gudra and go out to Iron Jugu here? I mean, if we take a Hyper Voice, it's putting me in a bad spot, though. I mean, it's not the worst spot in the world. I think I'm going to make the hard readout to Iron Jugu. They can make a switch if they want. I also can Meteor Beam this Pokemon. Potentially get up to +1. You know, if they do end up staying in, clicking Terra Blast into my swap, then it's kind of a free Meteor Beam. And we swap first. Are they going to be Scarfed? Are they going to be a prediction here? We're going to get our booster off. Obviously, we should knock this Pokemon out afterwards. Yeah, they're just going to Terra Blast again. And Meteor Beam, it's a roll here to knock him out. I feel like that thing is Choice Scarf, though. Right? I mean, I can just click Earth Power or Hurricane this turn. Into the Tink, it's really tough for me. They're at about 30%. I could also click Dark Pulse. Hurricane's just better in that, as long as I hit it, obviously. I think we're going to Hurricane this turn. If they swap to Tink, we're potentially breaking a, whatchamacallit, Air Balloon. Is what, their Assault Vest on this Pokemon too? Or I just got the minimum roll of minimum rolls. That's crazy. I mean, I'm just going to Earth Power this turn. I'm going to knock them out. We actually get a kill. This is just not how I wanted to see this battle go. I guess my team is just incredibly special oriented. I don't know, man. I brought 3 physical attackers this week, and we've seen 3 Assault Vest Pokemon on their side. Well, even if they were max HP, that was very much in my favor to knock them out. That's crazy. They could have been max HP, though. And now we get to see probably Tink come in. They go Fluffy. Who is that? The Meowstic. What is this thing, like weakness policy or something? Something crazy? I mean, we should just see screens go up, right? That's what I'm assuming we see. I think I'm a Hurricane this turn. They're going to set up the light screen. We should do a decent chunk here. Yeah. Of course we miss. Of course we miss. That makes too much sense for me not to miss. I'm just going to go for the Dark Pulse this turn then. As they're going to Baton Pass. All right. That puts me in a tough spot. Definitely does. If I hit that thing, I mean, it would have been nice to get a lot of damage off, but it is what it is. They got to the Tink, their Mold Breaker, probably Sword Stance sort of stuff, as they take nothing. Tinkaton, I mean, I have to Earth Power them. They should take a decent chunk even throughout the screen, but if they're a weakness policy, it puts me in a terrible spot, you know? Since this is my fastest Pokemon alive, I very well could lose if I Earth Power it and their weakness policy. Part of me wants to just Dark Pulse them again, although that's probably not the correct play. Alright, I think I have to go for the Earth Power. I think I have to get that kind of damage off. If they're weakness policy, then yeah, they got me. We get a Spadef drop. That's nice. As they're just Gigaton Hammer, so no policy or anything. That's pretty nice. All right. I mean, they got the screens up. What do I go out to here? Like Komala potentially. I could still go out to Gudra, who probably dies to a Play Rough. If they're clicking Play Rough, it's gonna hurt anything on my team. I think we go Komala here though. I can wish back up the Gudra if I really wanted to. Or click Body Slam, which is pretty nice against their team. What do we go for? I mean, Earthquake is very free. I also feel like Body Slam is decently free versus them. It's not gonna do a ton to the Tink. But a Para could be really nice for me. Especially if they go Mian Shao. I'm gonna click Body Slam this turn. Yeah, I did expect them to withdraw there. So gonna go back out to Fluffy. Okay. The Meow Stick comes alive. Maybe we get a Para here. I do a decent chunk. Nice. Finally get some luck on my side. Thank you. And I'm just gonna set up a Wish right now. They probably are clicking Reflect this turn. They can't T-Wave me or anything. They do just Reflect. And I feel like my switch out to the Gudra is very obvious here. But I am Choppleberry, so even if they call it out, I think I'll be in a decent spot here. I don't think there's any attack that they can go for that'll knock me out as well. I don't think so. All right. I mean, they're very defensive. That's crazy. But close combat, I mean, it might be able to knock me out. We'll see for sure. But Heavy Slam should knock out the Mian Shao, especially with the chip. I can also click counter if I wanted to. Maybe counter would be better. But Heavy Slam would cover their switch to potentially Salazzle or Tink. Obviously, it's not going to do that much to Salazzle, but it should be decent. As yeah, they are going to Baton Pass. I should get a decent amount of HP back here, though. And we are Chopple. So, I mean, this gets me potentially back in the game. I don't really know. Man, with that Golurk living on 1, really put me in a tough spot. And me not Terraing, too. I just didn't want them to know my Terra, you know? Whiskers comes back out. That is what I expect. They are regen. They do show that. And we are out of range of close combat. We are 100% out of range. So I just click Heavy Slam this turn, and we should get a huge chunk. Yep, we're going to eat this Chopple. Mian Shao should go down here. Yep, we live. There we go. The defense drops, which means this should be a guaranteed KO no matter what. Like, I don't care if you're max HP or anything. You're not getting me this time. What? How does that Pokemon live? I'm so serious. They're -1 defense. My Heavy Slam against max HP -1 defense does 120% minimum. If they're max defense as well, they could never have done that much. Ah, Reflect. I'm just being a little dense. Still, that was a... that still could have killed. Oh well. They're going to close combat through me again. That's okay. I mean, I can go out to Prim. Poison Jab hurts. Poison Jab does hurt my Prim. I think I actually go out to Komala. And I go for a Body Slam versus this guy. I could go for Rapid Spin as well, which should knock them out. Through Reflect, maybe not. Komala, do I knock you out with Rapid Spin? Against max HP, I should. Oh, yeah, especially because you're -2. And potentially -3 here. If they got the Tink, I should have the speed boost to be able to do a lot with Earthquake. We'll see what they do here. Man, I think I'm going to 0-5. So unfortunate. I felt like I had a really good team here too. They're gonna use the U-turn. Holy, that's a good chunk. That's crazy. A lot of damage there. But I don't even feel like they're that fast. That's the interesting part. Okay, they're gonna go out to tank. I mean, we're gonna get a rapid spin off here. Tinkaton through the reflect. The earthquake is not gonna do that much, but it's gonna do a respectable amount, I think. I'm gonna go for it. It should be faster. It should be faster than max speed tank, or actually it's a speed tie if they're 100% max speed. But we live Gigaton Hammer most of the time here. I guess I could have wished, but I don't think that makes too much sense. I'm just gonna go for the EQ. I guess I could have spun again, cover a swap, but I also don't think that makes too much sense. And unfortunately, I'm not that offensive, because if I was, this could be a decent spot for me. We do outspeed them or win a speed tie. Looking really close. They're citrus, aren't they? That's just devastating for me. That is. Gigaton, if they're no attack, we always live. Okay, well, we do not live, which means they have some attack investment or they got 1 out of 16 roll on that. Either of which sound about right, you know? Okay, we got our Prim out here now. If they are play rough, I mean, play rough, if they're max physical attack, it does knock me out here. I mean, not knock me out, it would knock out a screen. I feel like I just have to surf versus them. I don't think there's any other play for me. I think this Pokemon's just gonna sweep me though. And maybe not. It should put me in range of Mienshao for sure though. And get one nice surf off. Another one will knock it out, which is good. But I think with a Gigaton Hammer here, we're in range, unfortunately. Yeah, that's just like max attack. Doing way too much to me. We have max physical defense, but it's just not enough. Yeah, Gigaton Hammer. It's gonna do like 50 at least. Yeah. Which puts me in range of Poison Jab from Mienshao. We're gonna bring it down to a 3-0, but still very just tough game for me. If I had gotten the Golurk down without losing my my Electrode, I'd still actually be in a really solid spot. Electrode looks great in this game versus them. So, I mean, it's tough that happened. I could have clicked Leaf Storm. I could have clicked Terra. But, you know, I guess they go out to Salazzle here. Yeah, that's going to clean up the game, too. It doesn't really matter which one they wanted to go out to. They're going to click Sludge Wave. And good game to Leo. Make sure you go check them out along with all the other ICP coaches. Links will be in the description. That's about it for me. See you in the next one. Peace.